This is the Narc Opp, and let me go on and break something down real smooth, real honest, and real disrespectfully healing at the exact same time. Because today, we're talking about the 5 hidden paths the narcissist takes after you leave, and more importantly, why every single one of those paths leads them straight into chaos, confusion, and karmic clownery, while you out here slowly turning into the healed version of yourself even your future grandkids gon' brag about. And I'm gonna make it funny because, honestly, the truth is already funny. Healing is funny. Narcissists make healing hilarious. We're about to talk about it with the exact energy of someone who went through hell, journaled about it, prayed about it, healed from it, and now telling the story with peace in their voice. Now, I know people be like, why do narcissists act like that after the breakup? And that right there is your first mistake, baby. Narcissists don't act like that. They are like that. That's the default setting. You ever see a raccoon in the daylight? Just confused, dusty, nervous, acting like it's supposed to be somewhere else, but now it's too late to go back. That's a narcissist after you leave. Lost, disoriented, spiritually dehydrated. And real quick, before we get deep, let me make this clear. You leaving? That was the plot twist the universe ordered. That was divine timing, spiritual alignment, and karmic delivery, all in one moment. So let's talk about these 5 paths. And I'ma go in order. But we not gon' pretend like the narcissist follows order. Narcissists follow order the same way a toddler follows instructions at the grocery store. They hear you, but they absolutely do not care. That's why all these paths overlap, mix, remix, reboot, and rerun like a show that been on too long. You not dealing with a person, you dealing with a walking rerun of bad behavior. The first path narcissists take after you leave is what I call the confidence theater phase. They out here performing, like they prepping for a play nobody bought tickets to. I'm doing great. I'm fine. Look at me. I'm happy. Baby. Nobody believes you. You ever seen somebody smile so hard they look like their face is cramping? That's the narcissist trying to act like they're unbothered. They gon' do the most. They gon' post inspirational quotes, like they suddenly became enlightened. They gon' buy a new hat, a new shirt, a new personality, maybe even a new face filter. They gon' do everything except admit the truth. They spiraling hard. Because see, the moment you left, you took the stability, the emotional labor, the free therapy, the spiritual Wi-Fi signal they were bootlegging off of your soul. You ever had a neighbor using your Wi-Fi? Then you change the password and they come outside looking confused, staring at the router like it betrayed them. That's what narcissists go through emotionally. They don't understand why their spirit isn't loading anymore. Page not found. Error. Reconnect to source. And the only source they ever had was you. But here's where it gets really funny. In their mind, they think it's a flex. They think they're winning the breakup. They think they're in first place in a race you stopped running weeks ago. Meanwhile, you somewhere drinking water, minding your business, getting 8 hours of sleep like a grown adult, exfoliating, hitting therapy, lighting candles, and the narcissist is pacing in circles like a Roomba stuck in the corner. I'm not lost. I'm not confused. I meant to bump into that wall 12 times. That was part of the plan. Boy, shut up. Now the second path. This one right here is called the hide and seek of shame. Narcissists are allergic to accountability. They break out in hives when responsibility walks in the room. They don't go to the doctor because they think the doctor gon' tell them it's their fault. So instead, they hide. Spiritually, emotionally, socially. They disappear into the shadows like someone who don't want to be seen because the truth is too heavy. They not saving nobody. They not contributing nothing. They just brooding in the dark, hoping nobody asks them a real question. This is the phase where they start rewriting the entire relationship. Like they creating a documentary about how you ruined their life. And you know they delusional because the documentary don't got no facts, no evidence, no interviews, no timeline, nothing. It's just vibes, pure fiction. They out here telling people you are too emotional. Meanwhile, they once cried because you didn't sit in the exact spot they wanted you to sit. They saying you were difficult. Meanwhile, they got into arguments with customer service bots. They telling folks you were clingy. Meanwhile, they were tracking your location like they were running national security. This phase is messy and funny for one reason. The lies don't line up with the lies. You ever listen to somebody try to explain something that makes no sense, and the more they talk, the more confused they get? That's the narcissist. They be talking in circles. They be remixing the remix. They be contradicting their own contradictions. And you just sitting there healed, sipping tea, whispering, "Baby, this ain't got nothing to do with me." Now, let's hit the third path. This one. Oh, this my favorite. It's called the reunion tour. Nobody asked for. This is when they try to repeat the same patterns with a new supply. Baby, let me tell you right now, the new supply ain't special. They just next. The narcissist didn't upgrade. They didn't evolve. They didn't find their soulmate. They found another cast member for the same tragedy. Different person. Same script. Same plot. Same cheap emotional budget. They gon' love bomb the new person with the same lines they used on you. They gon' act like they grew, like they healed, like they learned something. They gon' smile all hard on social media, like they just discovered peace. Meanwhile, you know that smile. That's the "I'm struggling, but I'm committed" to the bit smile. The "this relationship already draining me, but I can't admit it yet" smile. The "I need this person to validate me before my ego collapses" smile. But here's where the healing comes in. It ain't your job to warn the new supply. It ain't your job to save nobody from a tornado that refuses to sit down and mind its business. Let them learn. You already earned your diploma from that school. You graduated with honors. You got your cap and gown. You walked across the stage. Don't go back to retake classes you already passed. Now, path number 4. Oh, baby. This is the "let me peek into your peace" phase. This is when the narcissist pretends they don't care, but they watching everything you do. Don't get it twisted. Narcissists got surveillance skills that should be illegal. They can disappear for months and then resurface the minute you post a picture looking moisturized. You post a plate of food looking peaceful, and suddenly they're watching your story like they're studying for a final exam. They don't want you. They want access to the version of you they can no longer control. They don't miss the relationship. They miss the benefits. They miss the attention. They miss the emotional snacks you used to hand out for free. And the funniest part? They convinced the new supply that they moved on, but they're checking your page like their phone bill depends on it. And this is where we bring back the callback. Remember when I said narcissists are like raccoons in daylight? This is where they really start looking like raccoons. Hunched over, eyes wide, confused, wandering around places they don't belong, sniffing around your life like, is that peace? Is that joy? Is that self-worth? How dare they were. Now we get to the fifth and final path, and this one right here. This is the you won, without even trying phase, because while they spiraling through chaos, you evolving, slowly, quietly, beautifully, you healing, you laughing again, you finding yourself again, you learning boundaries, you choosing softness, you choosing joy, you choosing you, and your evolution becomes the karma. Not because you're trying to get revenge, but because you simply existing in your healed form exposes the fact that they never had the capacity to love you the way you deserved. Your glow up ain't petty. It's spiritual. It's ancestral. It's poetic. Still, I rise poetic. I'm too blessed to be stressed by this mess, poetic. And the narcissist. They're watching the whole thing unfold. Quietly, silently, miserably. Because the one thing narcissists can't handle is you winning without them. You being happy without them. You being peaceful without them. You stepping into your purpose without needing their chaos to feel alive. And since we're being grown and honest, let me put a little science in here, because your nervous system don't lie. When you leave a narcissist, your cortisol levels literally start dropping within weeks. That means your body stops living in fight or flight. Your sleep regulates, your appetite comes back, and your brain starts creating new neural pathways that aren't tied to chaos. That's why you start remembering things better. That's why you stop jumping every time your phone buzzes. Your body is literally rebooting itself, like, oh, thank God, we finally deleted that virus. Meanwhile, their brain chemistry goes the opposite direction. Dopamine crash, ego withdrawal, emotional dysregulation. They go through it like somebody turned off the lights in their soul and forgot to pay the bill. And let me give you a story, because I know somebody needs this visual. I knew a woman who stayed with a narcissistic dude for years. Thought she was the problem. Thought she wasn't doing enough. Thought she was too emotional. When she finally left, she spent the first month just staring at walls like she was trying to remember who she used to be. Then one day, she walked outside, felt the sun hit her skin, and for the first time in years, her body didn't tighten up. She said it felt like somebody opened a window in her spirit. Fast forward a year later, she thriving, she laughing with her whole chest, she glowing like she paid her light bill early. And that man, same patterns, different woman, same chaos, same complaints. Every path he took after she left led him right back to the same misery he tried to blame her for. That's the part they can't escape. Because your healing didn't just free you, it revealed them. This is the Narc Opp. Follow, share, subscribe, and drop your questions below.